Welcome to the Dr. Joe Show. I am your doc, and we are here today on this beautiful, if but chilly day for smoking a great cigar. And today I have with me, as promised, the H. Upmann Magnum 46 2013 release, which I am going to gladly smoke in comparison to the 2007 vintage H. Upmann Magnum 46 release. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you may not have seen the video we just released 2 days ago, where we smoked and reviewed and kind of like rated the way I rate, out of 10. Nothing super serious. Where we smoked the vintage 2007 Magnum 46. And it was the first video released in well over a year. And it is the first video of what we are calling the second season of the Dr. Joe Show. And I gotta say, so far, I could not be more pleased with the results. It's really awesome. I mean, I really had no idea people were so interested, that people wanted this show to go on. I always had fun doing it, but I got to admit, the last couple of videos I did before I checked out, I got like 300 reviews in over a year, which is definitely not great. However, with the new Magnum 46 video, I got almost 100 views in 2 days. Again, not a lot by YouTube standards, but by what we're talking about, a very niche kind of thing, cigars, and not just cigars, mainly Cuban cigars. For me, that's great, and thanks for all your comments and all your support and all your welcome backs and all that stuff. You guys are great. And it also gives me a great idea of what people want to see. And while I'll still be doing my, this is counterfeit, this is not, and all my analysis and stuff like that, we're going to be doing a lot more cigar reviews, because it's definitely apparent that people want to see cigars be burned and not just sit in boxes. So I'll be glad to do that for you. Like I said, I thought that, hey, there's so many people reviewing cigars out there, let me do something different, but this is what you guys want, so I will include the burning, the ignition and burning of fine Cuban cigars. So, we have our H. Upmann Magnum 46, and I gotta say, yummy. I gotta say that I really, really think I should have started with this to, smoke this one first. Reason being is that the 2007 vintage Upmann was so fantastic that it's still in my goddamn brain. And, I mean, it was just a great cigar. And by smoking this after, knowing it's the same cigar, but whatever, it's going to be an unfair it might be an unfair comparison. I kind of right now have a already biased point of view, because I'm comparing it to a really superior cigar. However, we can kind of avoid that. And what I'm going to do is just try to forget right now that that's what's happening and this is what I'm smoking. And I'm going to smoke this and treat this as if it were just, another cigar. And we'll rate it as it is on its own, and then make comparisons to the vintage H. Upmann Magnum 46. So, one more thing before we start. I've decided I got a back pocket full of Post-its, and well, a month before I started releasing videos again, I knew I was going to do this, and I was like really, really hyped and wanting to get back into it. So I started making a whole bunch of different ideas. And one of the things I came up with is viewer emails and comments, which of course is not a idea, a genius fucking, idea all of my own. It's been something that's done for ages on TV and talk radio and all that. But the cool thing about it is it fills time with interesting content. And one of the problems I had with doing cigar reviews was that you light the cigar, you start the cigar, you're puffing it, you say what you say about the cigar, and then what? Stand there and blow smoke at you for 10 minutes until I get into the next third? Switch the camera off, smoke it a little, turn it back on, say, okay, now I'm into the next... I want to make something interesting, so while you're not going to watch me burn the entire cigar, and there will be like pauses and breaks and stuff, we can fill a little more time with stuff like viewer emails, which is fantastic because a lot of times, since we're all watching this for similar reasons, if somebody out there has a question, a particular question, there are probably a few other people, if not a lot of people, with the same question. So by trying to answer it, I'm helping more than just the person who sent the email. So right here I have a bunch that I jotted down because my printer's busted. I'm just the luckiest guy in the world, right? Everything I do, something's fucked up. But I jotted down a bunch of emails, word for word, and comments, some of my favorite and some of my most despised. And I could not get them all. There are literally hundreds from over the past year. I picked a handful of them. Usually when we do this for future cigar reviews, and I'm going to try to get in a cigar review at least every 2 days or so, because I smoke a lot of cigars. There's no reason not to just have the camera there and get these reviews going. I'm going to do like maybe 2, 3, or 4 emails depending on how many I'm getting. But being that this is the first time doing it and that there was such a long hiatus between the last episodes and this episode and these new episodes, I've picked a good handful, maybe about 7 or 8 different ones. But some of them are pretty interesting, and we're going to get to those. So without further ado, let us spark up one of my favorite cigars, the Upmann Magnum 46. Really is, whether or not vintage or not. I mean, this is a cigar I love. So let's. I have not yet tried one from the 2013 batch. The last box I had, beside those vintage cigars, the last box I had was 2011. So this one's going to be. And I'm going to give this cigar a nice little straight cut. That's my preferred cut on just about all cigars. All right, let's do this real. Just get the. There we go. Nice little straight cut there. And my preferred method of lighting, if you don't really know, I got some out here ready, is matches. And, for me, matches, unless I'm outdoors, I always try to use matches, even on non-Cuban cigars. I just find that it really ties in so nicely with the whole cigar experience. I really love just the scratch, pop, hiss of the flame, just, the smoke, and then it's just a great experience. And I find with torch lighters that you really don't get to smell that great smell of baking tobacco. On Cuban cigars, always really, to me, smells a lot like baking bread, like sweet. So, really nice on the light, nice, good flavors of deep flavor of coffee bean, a very coffee-esque kind of flavor. A little bit of spice, but a very, very, very heavy amount of coffee bean kind of flavor. Very nice. Now, like I just said, we'll try to smoke this cigar. We're going to smoke the cigar as if it's on its own and give it a rating. But I got to say right away, compared to the vintage cigar, not as much flavor. I remember the vintage cigar, it started out and it kept saying cocoa bean, and then later on it got more like coffee-esque and everything. This starts out straight coffee kind of bean flavor with really no sweetness to it. There's really no sweetness. However, there is not. The aroma is absolutely great. Very, very nice. Baking bread and a floral, hint of floral type aroma in there. Very, very nice, gentle bouquet. There is not... very smooth. Very smooth, mild. Smoke is a little wispy, not as creamy as the other 46. I would say the other 46 had a heavier smoke. Just the texture kind of it when you're breathing it out. And we're gonna, this cigar is just lit. We're gonna work into it, and I'm sure it'll open up and develop a little bit. While it lacks a hell of a lot of flavor, it does have good flavor, and I would not say that it's young. I mean, it is young. It's brand new, but it doesn't have that young. There's no hint of like any kind of grassiness or anything that would be associated with a young cigar, immature. Flavor's opening up a little more now. It's getting very nice. It's getting nicer. The Magnum 46 is really a gentle cigar, and I'm really enjoying this, but I got to be easy on it. I can already see that if I I'm puffing, and I take big draws, and I don't want to start a really bad uneven burn here or anything. This thing might need to just relax for 1 minute. Hold on. I'm just going to put that there for a second. Let that just sit. All right. So there we go. We've got our cigar started. We're getting into it, and we'll be able to review and compare this cigar to the vintage one we smoked so far. It's nice. It's nice. I'm feeling good. All right, so let's go into a few viewer emails. This will be fun. This will be fun while we smoke the cigar. And first mail from the Hiro Shiro. I was planning on doing something similar. Guessing he's obviously talking about cigar reviews or doing some kind of thing online with cigar stuff, with a buddy of mine, and was wondering if there were dangers to posting on YouTube, or should we make a website instead? Okay, interesting question. When I first started the Dr. Joe Show, every night it was really heavy in my mind, in my conscience, that, man, maybe I should, I don't know if I'm doing it, am I allowed to be doing this, can I get in trouble, but the urge to speak out and talk about cigars, Cuban cigars, was so much stronger than any of that, I just did it anyway. That was me, and first of all, I assume we're talking about, doing Cuban cigar reviews in America. Smoking Cuban cigars, buying Cuban cigars, owning, selling, transporting anything Cuban cigars is illegal. However, there is a little thing called freedom of speech, and while it's illegal, I'm allowed to talk about it. But I'm right here on camera smoking one. I guess, are there dangers? There are dangers to anything you do online. There are other dangers beyond that too, You really don't want to reveal or give any too much information as to your location for safety reasons. I'm not even going to say it, but for safety reasons other than worrying about the fact that Cuban cigars are illegal and stuff like that. I would say go with your gut. Go with your gut, and no, I can't say that there are no dangers. I don't know that for sure. I really don't. I still don't. I would say going with a full-blown website is probably, there's two ways to look at it. If you do YouTube videos, they fall in line with billions of other videos. I mean, there must be 100,000 videos a day uploaded on YouTube. And it kind of gets mixed in the jumble. So unless people are searching for what you're doing, it's not so, not so prominent. If you make a full-blown website, you may be analyzed a little more closely by authorities because, there is stuff like domain registration. There is the fact that, eventually they look at a website and say, well, is this guy a business? I mean, he owns a whole website. Is he selling anything? Because he shouldn't be, so there's stuff like that. I did both, which brings me to the point that I just really never mentioned. The website has not been updated at all yet still. We're looking for someone. We are looking for someone to handle a lot of website stuff for us because we want to do a website. We want to keep that going, but these videos are not. It's a lot of work. Let me tell you. Yeah, it's enjoyable and everything. But I got to stand here and smoke a cigar and, talk my ass off, which means a lot of other stuff that needs to get done isn't getting done, so I have to push all that back to later. And then this is not even half of it. After this, I have to get all the videos off the camera onto the computer. Then I got to go into Movie Maker and, edit all the videos and watch every... You can't just throw them on there and paste them together. You have to watch every frame. Because, you don't know exactly where you finished one thing and started another. There's stuff that you want to edit out. There's places you want to put little notes and stuff. So there's that. It's a lot of work, and I don't get paid. I don't get paid for it. Yeah, I have some little ads and stuff. I get a couple of pennies a day. At the end of the month, I may get $20-$30. I'm not getting paid for this. I do it because I love to do it. I love smoking cigars and I love talking about it. And so at the end of the month, I may get a few extra cigars. Big whoop, but so that's my reward. No, but really my reward is the way I feel when I'm doing this. So about your question, is there danger? There's always danger when you do something online. Anything can come back to bite you in the ass. Regarding, Cuban cigars, is there danger? Is there not? I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say most definitely. I'm going to say that, just be careful. Regarding, should I use YouTube or should I use a website, the full-blown website? The thing is this, if you use a full-blown website, the videos of the quality that I'm doing right now, which is, the first couple were 720, now I'm up to 1080, I'm doing full HD quality videos. These things are gigabytes and gigabytes per video, per part of an episode, So if you own a website, you're still going to want to upload them to YouTube anyway, otherwise you're going to be using so much space that you're going to be paying a lot of extra money for that space. A free website, even if it's free, only comes with so much storage space. So I would say you're going to end up on YouTube anyway. And as far as the danger goes, you know what? There's really, if they want to get you, they're going to get you. There's really no different amount of danger in YouTube or in doing a personal website. They can tell where you are. They can tell anything these days. So I would say just be careful, but don't let that squelch you from doing what you want to do. If you want to get out there and do cigar reviews, by all means do it. For me, I would tell you it's a hell of a lot of fun. I love it. So anyway, smoking our H. Upmann, and we're getting into our I would say we're about to enter our second third. The cigar's panning out nicely. It has a deep coffee bean base, like I said before, and now I'm getting a lot of highs and mid-range notes of I would say a bready flavor and a woody flavor, a light woody flavor, but mostly a very bready flavor. Even the aroma of it keeps, while it's floral, it keeps hitting me with these little kind of moments where I smell baking bread. It's a really nice cigar, but it does not have much natural kind of sweetness to it in that range. It does not have a hell of a lot of salt at all. And as far as that when you smoke it and you get a nice salty type flavor, and I like that personally. I like my cigars to have that. The 2007 vintage had that. I don't know if it's really a matter of aging or if it's just the year or whatever, but I'm not getting that, and but that's okay. It's a little different, and there it is again. Really nice bready bacon bread aroma. Really nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Very smooth, very gentle. I can blow this right out my nose with no pain at all. It's a very nice cigar. And I say medium body, you know. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very, very smooth. Very smooth. Very smooth. It's burning very nicely, as you can see. Nice, even burn. Construction is beautiful. The draw is dead on. Not too airy, not too tight. No plug issues, nothing like that. Very, very nice draw. Very well made cigar. Very well made cigar. So far, it's a pleasure to be smoking it.